Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showcasing my video for Stamp Wars #2, Rise of the Sabotage, on September 19th with Nancy Stamps, Glitter Grunge Greeting, S&R Creations, and Create with Chow. We held our second Stamp War, and our sponsor was Local King Rubber Stamps. Stamp Wars is a collaboration where we have our Foiling Snobs Club administrators, and we receive a secret package in the mail. And in that package is a stamp set. We don't know what we're getting. We're not allowed to open it until the day of Stamp Wars. The first Stamp Wars that we had was last month, and this month we had our second Stamp Wars. For our Stamp Wars #2, we put a little twist in it where we added sabotage. So sabotages are little things that happen throughout the creating of the cards where you have to do certain things or not do certain things. So for example, one of the sabotages during this month was you can only stamp with one hand for 20 minutes. Another one was you have to handwrite your sentiment on the inside of your card. Yeah, so they're little, I guess, little, roadblocks that are thrown at you as you're, having 1 hour to create a card. And the idea is that the creators are all competing against each other to see, who can create a card that gets the most votes from our viewers. Now, you can watch Stamp Wars on Nancy Stamp's YouTube channel. I will have Nancy's YouTube channel linked below in my description box. You will also find that other people on the FSC team have videos going up this week where they're creating cards. So, for the Stamp Wars that was held on Saturday, there were Nancy and Ryan and Stacy were the creators. I was the moderator, so these were randomly drawn, and this was my job was to sort of guide the process, sort of take note of what was happening during Stamp Wars and who was doing what, and just looking at the comments and just trying to stay on top of everything. So I wanted to let you know I have this ink on 3 ink that I'm going to try, and it's a fading ink. So when you initially ink your stamps, you can see sort of a watermark, but then you can go ahead and color or use your Copic markers to color, and that watermark will fade away. Um, I used it for this process because I wanted to. These stamps are very detailed and they have lots of guidelines like inside the etching of the stamps. So I thought if I use this ink on 3, I could have a little bit of a framework or sketch outline of these, highly detailed stamps. You don't have to do this, but I did it and I'm glad that I did because then I could see on my paper, where I was stamping, even though my stamp positioning tool was doing all the work of lining things up, it helped me to see where I was going. I have these Local King Rubber Stamps markers. These markers, sold by Local King Rubber Stamps, can be used with your stamps. And so this is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this stamp set and I enjoyed this process where I got to use the markers to color in on the stamps. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute here after I get done picking out my colors. I'm going with red, orange, and then like an in-between color. I have all of my greens pulled out pretty much, and then 2 blues. And then that should about cover it in black for their eyes. If you're not familiar with Local King Rubber Stamps, they're based out of Canada, and this is one of their signature products, these markers for coloring stamps. And I purchased a pack of the 24 markers a couple months ago when we had a coupon code. Speaking of coupon codes, There is a coupon code that is available to the viewers of this video. It is effective only during the time of September 19th to September 26th, 2020. So you only have that much time of a time period to be able to take this coupon code and then use it yourself at the Local King Rubber Stamps. I want to say thank you to Local King Rubber Stamps for sponsoring our Stamp Wars, sending us these stamps and dies, and offering our viewers a discount, a very generous discount. That coupon is good on everything in their online store, including sale products and this month's special sale. So I would just encourage you to check out their website. They've got beautiful stamps. They are super detailed. And I would encourage you to get these markers. They are fantastic. I love the end result. This is the first time I used these markers with Local King Rubber stamps. They just go together so well. Obviously, they're created by Local King Rubber Stamps. They're meant to go together. I just recently learned about Local King Rubber Stamps through Nancy Stamps, and I had purchased some background stamps, one that looks like waves in an ocean, which I'm going to use today, and then one that was like dew, like the dew on like a rock or something. So those were the background stamps that I purchased, and they're really cool and very detailed. But this is so exciting. I was thrilled when I opened up the mystery package and saw that we were being able to use Local King rubber stamps, stamp set, and dies. So you're seeing the stamps here. There are three like fancy goldfish. I'm sure there's a technical term for these fish. I don't know what it is. There's two little pieces of foliage, and then um, there are dies for each one of these. And the dies are very intricate. They cut out all kinds of special lines. So it's not just an outline die, it's a die that actually cuts out the details of the stamp. So beautiful products, um, high quality. And I love the card that I made. I love the card that Nancy made, that Stacy made, that Ryan made, that Chow made. I love all of our cards. And I'm so excited to be sharing it with you today. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm speeding up my video to 4 times the normal speed. I do not color this fast. As a matter of fact, I color rather slow. But it comes together beautifully. Just pay attention to the colors that I'm laying down. I go with my dark red and I outline the tail of the fish and all the fancy feathery fins of the fish. Say that fast 7 times. And then I go in with the medium orange and I fill in some of those areas. Then I go in with the lightest orange and it just comes together so nicely. I love this. This is my wheelhouse, you guys. Coloring is my thing. Before I made cards, I colored regularly. I would have coloring parties with my friends at my house, and at church events, I would bring my coloring books and my markers and my coloring pencils, and it was just my way of helping people to relax because in today's world, it's so stressful and we're all very stressed out. And taking the time just to sit down and color something is so relaxing. It's I know people are perfectionists and we're all our own worst critics, but if you can just enjoy it, that sort of mindless crafting is so soothing and helps you to kind of get your thoughts together, even though you're not really thinking, because really what you're thinking about is colors and patterns and paper. The process of coloring is very soothing, I find it, anyways. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I do love to color. So you can imagine how much I love this process. I'm going to be getting some more Local King rubber stamps during this sale period with a 20% off everything. You can't beat that. That's a phenomenal coupon for us to take advantage of. So I'm definitely going to be getting some more. I think I'm going to get the sea turtle because I thought that was really, really pretty, and I would love to color that with these markers. And there's a couple other ones that I had my eye on. So real excited. Um, so Local King Rubber Stamps sent us, all the administrators, complimentary stamp sets and dies. Very generous. And then there's an extra stamp set and die that will be given away as part of a prize giveaway. And to qualify for that, you would go to Nancy Stamps on YouTube. You would find her video from the Stamp Wars, which is easy to find because it has, it's almost like the Hollywood Squares. It has four different people that are all on the same screen crafting together. And you would need to comment on that video. And that will make you entered into win the chance to win your free stamp set. I'm also giving away a prize. It's not a Local King rubber stamp product, but it will have to do with coloring since this is my theme of my video and coloring is on my mind. I'm going to be sharing some nice products with one lucky winner. Now, to qualify for any of the prizes that are involved, so all of our administrators are going to be giving away a prize, and you need to subscribe to all of our channels. That would be Chow, Stacy, Ryan, Nancy, myself. I'll have those listed in my description box below. You also need to watch all of our videos that we post for this special series, and you need to comment on all those videos and give us a thumbs up. So those are the rules, folks. You have the chance to win some mighty sweet prizes, and really all it takes is a little bit of time to check out some videos and see how these Local King rubber stamp products are put to good use. And I know that you'll enjoy it. And don't these fish look fantastic? How much fun is this? I love the colors. I love the turquoise and the oranges together. And I was just kind of coloring based on the packaging that came with the stamp set. That's sort of where I was getting my inspiration from. I'm sorry that my screen is a little crooked here. I'm using my camera to film, and sometimes I have a hard time lining everything up. I wanted to tell you that we have Stamp Wars planned for the next 6 months. And actually, in October, we have two Stamp Wars. And each month is a mystery stamp. We don't even know who the sponsor is going to be until we open up our envelopes the day of Stamp Wars. And because I was the moderator or host this time, um, come October, I will be actually participating in creating a live card next time. Not sure if it's the first one in October or the second one in October, but you'll see me back in action again making a card at the next Stamp Wars. So my camera shut off, and what I did was I went ahead and I die cut my fish and my foliage, and then I created my background too. So the next step I'm going to show you is this background stamp. This is from Local King Rubber Stamps. It's called Ocean Waves, and it certainly does look like the ocean waves. And these go together very well. And I'm going to show you again these markers that you can purchase from Local King Rubber Stamps. These are a water-based marker, and I'm going to show you how my fish turned out after I was able to die cut them, which I used my Gemini Junior to die cut them. So there's 3 different fish, and there's 2 different foliage, which I die cut several of those. Now this is the embossing powder that I selected. What I did was this background stamp, I used embossing ink, and then I used embossing powder. The embossing powder is like a real pretty light blue with sparkle in it. It's robin's egg embossing powder from Brutus Monroe, but to me, it just reminded me of sort of like aquamarine ocean water waves. So instead of coloring my background stamp, I actually embossed it and it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with the look of this, and I'll probably use it again in another card this week that I'm making for a design team that I'm on, because I like the look of this background stamp and I like the way it looks with this embossing powder. And this is a slimline card, so I just had to do one section and then shift my panel and do another section. And I'm just reaching for a piece of paper and pushing down on my panel because it got a little warped from the heat embossing. But it's definitely sparkly. And I don't know whether you can see how much it sparkles on the computer, but it's really sparkly, really shiny. There you can get a glimpse of it in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to use pop dots to make my fish dimensional, but we'll start by gluing down the greenery. And I was putting this together on the card thinking about like a pond that would have these fish in it, and where would the sort of plant life be? And I would imagine that it would be at the bottom, and that's where the fish would go down to nibble and get their meal. So that's just sort of my thought process. I'm using Beacon 3-in-1 adhesive. It's a clear glue, dries completely clear, and will adhere very well any kind of material. Because this is a chunky embossing powder, it's a little bit rough texture. I thought the Beacon 3-in-1 would be a good glue choice because it has a very strong gripping power. But it also offers you a lot of time to wiggle things around and get them positioned just right. And I learned about the Beacon 3-in-1 glue from Janie the Craft Princess. She uses it on her projects, and what I like about it is even the thinnest paper, it does not warp or um, change shape. You know, sometimes with a wet adhesive, when you put your papers together, you'll see like a warping. It doesn't do that. It's certainly um, high quality glue and does a great job of holding things together without warping the paper or causing any kind of crinkles or wrinkles. Oh, finally, I got my camera straight. Finally. Sorry about that. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because we are already having an 18-minute video here. And I think it's okay that I'm going fast forward pretty quickly here. All I'm doing is putting pop dots on the back of my fish and adhering them to my card panel. And these really are the very last steps of my process. Then I'll just adhere this panel to a mat. Oh no, I did that already. That's it then. I have it already adhered to my card base. Yeah, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these fish on this panel. And I'm just taking my backing off of my dots at this point. If you're not familiar with the Foiling Snobs Club, it's a private Facebook group of people who enjoy foiling and card making. You do need to ask permission to join, and there are some questions that you need to answer, and it's saying that you'll follow the rules. And the rule is that you be kind to each other, and be respectful of each other. That is the rule. So we hope that our group will continue to grow. We do a monthly card swap in our group, and I'm giving you a close up here of my panel. And new members are welcome to participate in the monthly card swap. And here, this last thing that I'm doing, I had a piece of foliage left over So I'm just cutting it to lay at the bottom of the card. It looks kind of like this one little fish is going after that for his, um, meal because they're so cute. They just look like they're going after the grass for something to eat. So thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out all the videos that are part of this series. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and thumbs up this video so that you have an opportunity to win my prize packet. And don't forget to comment and subscribe to all the other channels so that you have the opportunity to win their prize packets. Thanks for watching and have a hopeful day. Bye bye.